Your kitchen is more than just a place to cook. It holds memories. It carries warmth. It is where morning routines begin and family stories are passed down. For many of us, it is the heart of the home. But what if, without realizing it, this familiar space is quietly putting your health at risk? As we get older, we become more mindful of the food we eat. But what about the tools we use to prepare it? What about the plates, the pans, the cutting boards that have been with us for years? Could they be doing more harm than good? In this video, we are going to walk through 15 common kitchen items that may be affecting your digestion, your energy, and even your long-term health. These are not just things that create clutter. Some of them could be releasing toxins, housing bacteria, or interfering with your body's ability to feel its best. But do not worry. This is not about fear. This is about clarity, control, and comfort. You deserve a kitchen that supports your well-being at every step. A place that feels peaceful and safe, not uncertain or outdated. So if you are ready to take back that sense of confidence in your home, if you are ready for a gentle but powerful change, then stay with me. You might be surprised by what you find, and by how good it feels to let go. Let us begin. Item number 1. Chipped or cracked dinnerware. That chipped plate or cracked teacup might seem harmless, even comforting. But those small imperfections can hide moisture, mold, and bacteria, especially after repeated washing. What's more, many older dishes were made with glazes that contain lead, a toxic metal that can leach into your food, especially when heated. This is particularly risky for older adults with sensitive digestion. The best step? Retire damaged dinnerware from daily use. Replace them with lead-free stoneware, porcelain, or tempered glass. If you love the memories attached to certain pieces, consider repurposing them as decorative items instead. Every meal deserves to be served safely, and your peace of mind is worth more than any chipped edge. Item number 2. Plastic containers and utensils. Old plastic containers, stained, scratched, or warped, may be leaking more than just sauce. As plastic ages, especially when microwaved or washed in hot water, it can release harmful chemicals like bisphenol A or BPA into your food. These chemicals may disrupt hormones and affect your health over time. Cracks in plastic also trap bacteria, which are nearly impossible to clean. Instead, replace plastic containers with glass options that are durable, microwave-safe, and do not absorb odors. For utensils, choose stainless steel, bamboo, or silicone. They are safer, longer-lasting, and easier to clean. A simple switch not only protects your health, it makes your kitchen feel fresher and more dependable every day. Item number 3. Rusty or dull knives. A dull knife may seem safer, but it is actually more dangerous. Dull blades slip and require more pressure, increasing the chance of injury. Rusty knives are even worse. They can flake into your food and introduce harmful particles. Over time, low-quality knives become harder to use and more likely to cause frustration. The solution? Invest in one high-quality stainless steel chef's knife. Store it in a dry place, sharpen it regularly, and handle it with care. A good knife makes slicing easier, faster, and safer. More importantly, it brings confidence back into your cooking routine. When your tools work well, cooking becomes something you enjoy again, not something you have to get through. Item number 4. Worn nonstick cookware. That nonstick pan you have used for years might look fine, but if it has scratches, bubbles, or peeling spots, it could be releasing toxic chemicals into your meals. Many older nonstick surfaces contain substances like PFOA, which have been linked to health concerns, including thyroid problems and immune disruption. These risks increase with heat and wear. If your cookware shows signs of damage, it is time to replace it. Safer alternatives include stainless steel, cast iron, and ceramic-coated pans. They cook evenly, clean easily, and do not carry the same risks. Upgrading even one pan can help you cook healthier, safer meals and give you peace of mind every time you step into your kitchen. Item number 5, expired canned goods. Canned food offers comfort and convenience, but it does not last forever. Over time, cans can rust, bulge, or leak, even if they look fine on the outside. Expired canned goods may contain harmful bacteria like Clostridium botulinum, which can cause serious illness, especially for seniors with sensitive digestion. Do a pantry check every 3 months. Look at the expiration date, check for damage, and toss anything questionable. Organize with older items in front, newer ones in back. Use a marker to label hard-to-read dates. Keep only what you plan to use within 6 to 9 months. A tidy pantry is not just about space. It is about safety, comfort, and trusting what you feed your body every day. Item number 6, old cutting boards. Your cutting board may look fine, but over the years, knife marks create deep grooves that hold moisture, bacteria, and even mold. These tiny cuts are hard to clean fully, especially after handling raw meat or poultry. Wooden and plastic boards with deep scratches should be replaced to protect your health. A safer option is bamboo or treated wood. Both are naturally resistant to bacteria and easier to maintain. Use separate boards for raw and cooked foods to avoid cross-contamination. Wash with hot water and let them dry completely. For wood boards, apply food-safe oil monthly. Clean surfaces means safer meals. Replacing one old board can make your whole kitchen feel fresher, safer, and more enjoyable to cook in. Item number 7, outdated small appliances. You plug in that old toaster, coffee maker, or blender, and it still works. Maybe it hums a little louder than it used to, or it smells a bit off when it runs, but you figure, why replace it if it still does the job? But here's the problem. Just because something turns on does not mean it is safe. Older appliances can hide all kinds of hazards. Over time, cords fray, insulation breaks down, and plastic parts may begin to melt or release fumes. Some machines, like microwaves or coffee makers, can even leak radiation or develop mold in parts you cannot see, especially in warm, humid environments like kitchens. As we get older, our senses may not pick up on these subtle warnings. That faint burning smell or strange sound might go unnoticed, and that is what makes these risks more dangerous. Ask yourself a few simple questions. Does this appliance get hotter than it used to? Does it smell unusual when it runs? Does it take longer to do a basic task? If you answered yes to any of these, it might be time for a change. When replacing old appliances, look for models that are energy efficient, easy to clean, and designed with safety in mind. Multi-function devices like an air fryer or an instant pot can save space and reduce the number of cords in your kitchen. And modern machines are often quieter, lighter, and much easier on the hands. Updating your appliances is not just about convenience. It is about protecting your space and your peace of mind with tools that work for you, not against you. Item number 8, aluminum cookware. That old aluminum pot might have been with you through decades of home-cooked meals, soups, stews, and family favorites. But here is the truth. If it is scratched, uncoated, or worn down, it may be doing more than just cooking your food. Aluminum is a reactive metal. When used to prepare acidic foods, like tomato sauce, vinegar-based dishes, or anything citrus, it can leach into your food. And while scientists are still studying the long-term effects, some research has linked high levels of aluminum exposure to cognitive decline and memory issues, making it a growing concern for older adults. You may not taste the metal, but your body notices. And the risks are higher if the cookware is pitted, damaged, or used daily with high heat. The good news is, there are safer, more durable options that do not come with worry. Stainless steel is a reliable, non-reactive material that heats evenly and lasts for years. Enameled cast iron is another beautiful choice. Sturdy, heat-retentive, and safe for both cooking and serving. For something lighter, ceramic-coated cookware offers a non-stick experience without the toxins. If you are still holding on to old aluminum pans out of habit or nostalgia, try replacing just one. Notice the difference in how it cooks, how it feels, and how much more confident you feel using it. Your kitchen tools should support your health, not quietly work against it, and choosing safer cookware is a simple but powerful step toward protecting your well-being. Item number 9. Faded dishware designs. You might have a plate that belonged to your mother, a teacup with a delicate floral pattern from your wedding set. These items hold deep emotional meaning, but if the design is faded or the glaze is chipped, it may be time to rethink their place in your kitchen. Many vintage dishes, especially those made before the 1980s, were decorated with glazes that contained lead or cadmium, heavy metals that can leach into food when the surface becomes worn. Heat, acid, and even time itself can break down those coatings, allowing toxic substances to seep into soups, sauces, or hot drinks. One grandmother shared that she used her mother's china for years, until she learned it might have exposed her family to lead. She said it made her feel sick, just thinking about it. But this is not about throwing away treasured memories. It is about honoring them in a new way. You can still display heirloom pieces on a shelf, in a cabinet, or even as wall art. Just do not use them for serving food or drinks. Here is how to stay safe. If the pattern on your dishes is faded, scratched, or you are unsure of when or where they were made, use a home-laid test kit. They are inexpensive and easy to use. If the test shows lead, retire the item from food service. Then, invest in modern dinnerware made from lead-free stoneware, porcelain, or tempered glass. These materials are not only safer, but they bring a clean, timeless elegance to your table. Memories can live in your home, just not in your meals. Choose dishes that protect your health and reflect the care you put into every bite you serve. Item number 10. Worn dishcloths, sponges, and cleaners. You wipe down your counters every day. You rinse your sponge, you wash your dishcloth, but over time, those familiar cleaning tools may start doing more harm than good, quietly spreading bacteria instead of removing it. Old sponges that never dry out, dishcloths that hold onto a faint, musty smell, and cleaning sprays that have been under the sink for 10 years. These are not just ineffective. They can actually make your kitchen dirtier. A used kitchen sponge can carry more bacteria than a toilet seat. Moist environments are perfect for germs like E. coli and salmonella to grow. Expired cleaning products may lose their strength or break down into harmful compounds. And old rags? They can trap mold and mildew, especially in humid areas. Here is how to refresh your routine. Toss any sponges that are more than a week or two old. Replace them with silicone scrubbers or antimicrobial dishcloths. They dry faster, last longer, and are easier to keep clean. Switch out old rags for fresh ones regularly and wash them in hot water to sanitize. As for cleaning sprays, go simple and natural. White vinegar, baking soda, and lemon juice are powerful, safe, and affordable. You can also buy non-toxic cleaners that clearly list their ingredients and expiration dates. This is not just about cleanliness. It is about restoring trust in your kitchen. When your cleaning tools are fresh, effective, and safe, you are not just wiping away crumbs. You are clearing space for calm, clarity, and health. And that is a habit worth holding on to. Item number 11. Duplicate and unused gadgets. Open a kitchen drawer or cabinet, and you might find more than just tools. There may be a garlic press you used once, an egg slicer that seemed clever at the time, or a mini blender you promised yourself you'd try. Over time, these unused or duplicate gadgets become more than clutter. They become mental noise. As the years go by, they pile up. They make it harder to find what you actually need. They crowd your workspace, slow down your meal prep, and quietly add stress to your routine. And when cooking starts to feel overwhelming, we often stop doing it or stop enjoying it. Here's a gentler, clearer path forward. Keep only the tools you have used in the past year. If something has been sitting untouched in the back of a drawer, it's probably not serving you anymore. Let it go and give yourself permission to simplify. Focus on multi-purpose tools that do more with less. A single sharp chef's knife can replace 5 different slicers. A sturdy set of tongs, a whisk, and a good spatula can handle almost any basic task. Store your tools vertically in containers or drawer organizers so they are easy to reach and even easier to put away. And for the items you let go of, donate them to someone just starting out. A young cook, a neighbor, or a local charity might get real use from the gadgets you've outgrown. Because in the kitchen, just like in life, less really can be more. Fewer tools, fewer distractions, and more space to enjoy the moments that matter. Item number 12, old or stained baking sheets. Take a look at your baking sheets. The ones you have had for years, do they have blackened corners, deep stains, or patches of rust? If so, it is time to consider what might be transferring from those surfaces onto your food. Over time, baking trays collect layers of burnt grease, baked-on food residue, and metal corrosion. When exposed to high heat, those old coatings can break down, releasing toxins or bits of rust into whatever you are cooking, whether it is cookies, roasted vegetables, or baked fish. And there is another issue. Warped or damaged baking sheets heat unevenly, which means your food may cook irregularly, burning in some spots and undercooked in others. This is especially important for seniors, whose digestion and immunity can be more sensitive to bacteria, chemical exposure, or even small particles that flake off from old cookware. Here is a healthier alternative. Replace stained, warped, or non-stick trays that are showing wear with heavy-duty stainless steel or ceramic-coated baking sheets. These options are non-toxic, long-lasting, and easy to maintain. To extend their life and simplify cleanup, use parchment paper or silicone baking mats. They create a safe barrier between your food and the metal surface. For an easy reminder, label the back of your new baking trays with the year you bought them. For example, 2024. That way, you will know when it is time to reevaluate them in the future. Your baking tools should make cooking joyful, not risky. Choosing cleaner, safer trays means every golden brown finish comes with peace of mind. Item number 13. Old or outdated food processors and blenders. You press the button. The motor stutters. Maybe it leaks a little. Maybe it smells like something is burning. You tell yourself it still works. And technically it does. But that old food processor or blender might be doing more harm than good. As appliances age, their performance declines. Blades become dull. Seals wear down. Motors overheat. Some even begin to leak oil or release plastic particles into your food, especially if the pitcher is cracked or cloudy from years of use. Even worse, struggling with outdated equipment often leads us to stop using them altogether. One viewer once said, "I stopped making smoothies because my blender was such a hassle. When I finally got a new one, I started enjoying cooking again." Meal prep should feel easy, not frustrating, and especially for older adults, appliances that require less effort, less strength, and fewer steps can make a huge difference in how often and how joyfully we prepare healthy food. Here is what to look for in a replacement. Choose a modern blender or food processor with sharp stainless steel blades, removable parts for easy cleaning, and a motor that runs smoothly without overheating. If your needs are simpler, consider a compact personal blender, lighter, quieter, and ideal for single servings. When your tools work well, you are more likely to use them. And that means more fresh soups, smoothies, sauces, and nourishing meals without the stress. Replacing an old machine is not just an upgrade, it is an invitation to bring comfort, ease, and joy back into your kitchen. Item number 14. Specialty tools you never use. Tucked away in your cabinets, you might find a fondue pot from 2009, a spiralizer you tried once, a pasta maker that seemed like a fun idea. We all have them. Gadgets we bought with good intentions, but never really needed. Over time, these specialty tools become clutter, not just physical clutter, but mental clutter too. They take up space, make it harder to find what you do use, and create a sense of disorder that can make the kitchen feel more like a chore than a comfort. The real issue is not the tool itself, it is how rarely it serves your life. One viewer once wrote, "I realized I was constantly moving things I never used just to reach the one spatula I used every day." That moment of awareness changed how they looked at their kitchen. And it might for you too. Here is a thoughtful approach. Keep tools that you use at least once a week. Let go of the rest. If you have duplicates, choose your favorite and donate the extras. Simplify your space with multi-use tools, like an immersion blender that can mix, puree, and blend all in one, or kitchen scissors that also crack nuts and open jars. If you are not ready to let go entirely, repurpose creatively. That unused spiralizer might make a charming flower holder. That fondue pot, a cozy centerpiece for a winter table. Decluttering is not just about getting rid of things. It is about making room for ease, for clarity, and for the joy of cooking with exactly what you need and nothing more. Item number 15. Spices that are too old to use. Take a moment and open your spice cabinet. Is there a jar of paprika you cannot remember buying? A container of oregano that still has a price sticker from a store that closed years ago? If so, you are not alone. Spices do not go bad in the same way fresh food does, but they do lose their flavor, their aroma, and their health benefits. Ground spices start to fade after about 2 years. Whole spices last a little longer. But by 5 years, most have lost their strength. When spices age, they become less effective in flavoring your meals. And sometimes worse, they can attract moisture, pests, or even mold, especially if they are stored above the stove where heat speeds up the decay. The loss is not just in taste. Spices like turmeric, cinnamon, and ginger are packed with natural health properties, anti-inflammatory, antioxidant, and digestion supporting. But if they are old and weak, those benefits are gone. Here is how to refresh your spice rack in a way that feels easy and rewarding. Start by smelling each spice. If it smells flat, dusty, or like nothing at all, it is time to let it go. Toss what you no longer use or recognize. Then, replace your most used spices with fresh, high-quality versions in small amounts. Store them in a cool, dry place, away from heat and light. And remember, you do not need a full shelf. Just a few well-chosen spices can make every meal more flavorful and more nourishing, because flavor is not just about taste. It is about appetite, joy, and the desire to eat well every day. A refreshed spice rack can bring new life to old recipes and help you fall in love with healthy cooking all over again. You do not need to declutter your entire kitchen in one day. In fact, the most lasting changes often start with just one small choice. Maybe it is replacing that old nonstick pan, or letting go of a cracked teacup, or simply tossing a sponge that no longer smells fresh. Each action, however small, is a step toward something bigger, a kitchen that reflects your care, your wisdom, and your desire to live well. Your kitchen should feel safe, calm, and supportive, not cluttered or full of question marks. So take your time. Choose one drawer, one shelf, one habit. Little by little, you are creating a space that truly honors your health and your peace of mind. If this video gave you even one helpful idea, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Share it with someone you love who might be ready for their own fresh start. And if you would like more thoughtful tips made just for you, subscribe to this channel. Growing older does not mean letting go of joy. It means choosing it, one wise step at a time.